Hello everyone, it's Zortrider here and welcome to another video, and today we're going to have a look at the first of the Studio Series 86 Voyagers. It is the one everyone's waiting for, Hot Rod. This is a packaging, a lovely picture of Hot Rod here, which carries over to the side, Studio Series 86 number 4. On the back you can see a picture of Hot Rod in both modes with a few of his accessories, and of course it comes with a display stand. And this display stand of course is when Hot Rod was fighting Galvatron in Unicron's belly. At least I think it's in his belly. We've got the nice Transformers the movie logo there and there, which brings back so much nostalgia. And this is of course a Voyager scale figure. Now before we get into the figure itself, it does come with some accessories. So it comes with two of these guns, which are different sculpts. Now, interestingly, I know that people were talking about the fact that Grimlock didn't come with his sword, and I kind of defended Hasbro in that respect, saying he didn't have his sword in the movie. I'm not sure Hot Rod has any guns in the movie, correct me if I'm wrong, but are these just toy guns? Did he ever have these in the movie? I can't remember him having weapons. He used the pipes on his arms as his blasters. But nevertheless, we've got two of them here, which are quite nicely sculpted, painted in silver. I think originally they were this red plastic that the handle is still in, and that hasn't been painted, so it doesn't scrape any paint off. So we've got those two. We have got his spinny saw thing from when he chops off some of that squid's limbs. We have a lovely little matrix of leadership, which does have light piping. You can't quite see the light here, but this does shine really, really well. He comes with an accessory for that matrix, and I might as well show you how that works now. You take the matrix, it's got two clips on, and basically you clip this, I think is it either side? Yeah, either side of the matrix, and then you've got this light in the darkest hour.
Now, light our darkest hour
kind of look, which is amazing. And then we've got these two accessories which can fit on his blasters or on the car mode. Now speaking of car mode, that's where we're going to start off today, and here is the beautiful Hot Rod in his vehicle mode. This thing is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It has a couple of flaws, but they're being really, really nitpicky in my opinion. And one of them you can see here is I can't quite get it to tab together. Not that I'm bothered. I don't think it's that much of an eyesore, but there is a little bit of gappage there you need to be aware of. And the other thing, the only thing for me that Hasbro could have done with this figure is put this in red plastic. If this was in red plastic, then you know what, it would have been absolutely awesome. Yeah, his legs hang out the back, but I can deal with that. He's got some nice silver paint on the wheels there, but obviously not on the back ones. He's got the beautiful flame deco here and the engine. He's got some clear plastic here, nice big spoiler, and of course he's got the pipes down the side, the exhausts, which look absolutely amazing. Now you can attach some accessories in this mode, so you can use and put these on the backs, so you can have that look going on like he's speeding away, which I think works really, really well. You can also take the guns, and there's some pegs on the sides, and you've also got some slots on the engine block, and you can slide those in. So you can have almost this Target Master look going on. And if you really wanted to, you could take the saw. You can have that look going on. It's called weapon storage. The thing that worries me about this is actually scraping off some of the silver paint on the weapons. It's great that they've thought about combining them together, but to me, if I'm having this in car mode, the only accessory I consider using are these on the exhaust ports. But in vehicle mode, as you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful figure. And if you want to see him next to a Kingdom Voyager, here he is next to Inferno. And next to his wave mate Scourge, you can see that he is a little bit smaller. But he does come with all these accessories, and to be honest, the transformation and the actual figure itself makes up for the fact he's a little bit small. And here is a beautiful Hot Rod in his robot mode. This thing in my opinion, is one of the best Transformers ever made. The transformation is stunning. There's no kibble. Both modes look absolutely stunning. And there's even a bit in the transformation that reminds me of how he transforms in the actual movie where his arms swing round. Really, really cool figure. Before we get into some of the gimmicks, let's go over articulation quickly. Head can do a full 360, but it does catch on the back, so I wouldn't recommend it. Arms can't do a full 360 because of this spoiler. Now, shoulders are one of the only things that I dislike about this figure. It does limit movement. We've got a hinge up to there, and then we've got a rotation, and it does hinder some movement, unfortunately, but you can get about that far out with the raised shoulder. You can get a bend at the elbow about that far. Wrists rotate, and they also hands open on a pin, which is really cool. You get a full waist rotation. Legs can go out that far and can go back about that far and forward that far. You get a bend at the knee, which can go that high, which is brilliant, and you get a rocker at the ankle. So he's pretty much stocked with articulation. No slight swivels at the thigh, not much. That would have been nice to have. And you do get a swivel at the elbow as well if you wanted that. Now let's talk about gimmicks. His head opens up, a little visor in. So that scene at the beginning of the movie when he's on Lookout Mountain, you can emulate that scene by putting his glasses down, which looks really, really cool. I would be careful with these. I wouldn't do it too often because it is a hinge on clear plastic. But you know what? It seems pretty well built, to be honest. Let's fold that away. The other thing is, if you open up, and I always forget how to do it, his hand on this side and rotate it round, you get his welder from when he was fixing up Cup, which is really cool. And if you do the same on this arm and rotate it round, you get a peg. And that peg is for the accessory we saw earlier, his saw blade. And that will just quite tightly peg onto that. So you can have that look going on, which is pretty awesome. That is awesome. And it's some great options for accessories. Now for the blasters, they just peg into Hot Rod's hands and he holds them fine, no issues at all. And what you then can do, if you so wish, so there's his blasters, you can take these blast effects and use them on the second place they can be used on the blasters. And those look pretty good. So you see what I mean about the shoulders? It just makes them a little bit difficult to try and pose. I would have preferred them to be on ball joints, to be honest with you, but there you go. But nevertheless, it looks cool, and those blasters and those effects parts really work well. You have a third option for those effect parts. You can just peg them onto Hot Rod's wrists, like so, and then you can have that look going on, which is more accurate to what he does in the movie. As I say, I don't remember him ever having blasters in the movie. And his final accessory is the Matrix of Leadership. I've shown you how this combines together, and this does fit in Hot Rod's hands, so he can light darkest hour like so. And I think that works really, really well. An amazing looking toy. So for a quick size comparison, here is Hot Rod next to the Takara Titans Return version. So you can see how they look together. And this was my go-to Hot Rod until this guy. This was, I thought, was an amazing Hot Rod, which is why I picked up the Takara version. Obviously, it's been replaced now by this guy. And for a Wavemate comparison, here he is next to Deluxe Class Cup. Now, in my opinion, Hot Rod and Cup probably should be about the same size. And this is where, as people in the comments will tell me, actually, no, Hot Rod's taller. And if that's the case, cool, fine. But just in my mind's eye, I remember him being about the same size. But nevertheless, it does still work. So Hot Rod is an amazing figure. It's a high recommend from me. And I'll leave you with a couple of pictures of Hot Rod on his display base. Until next time, I've been Zorkrod, and I'll catch you again really soon.